The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters and any guests and do not reflect the views, thoughts, and opinions of any of the sponsorships or affiliates of thereof.
You are now tuned to the Lake Talk with your host G Daddy Funk. The Lake Talk. What it do? It's your boys from the Lake Talk 801 podcast, where we shine light on local artists and entrepreneurs. To my right, I got Babyface Fonzie.
What's up?
And myself, G Daddy Funk. Hey, it's getting cold, man. I'm pretty pissed off.
You're mad because it's getting cold?
Yes.
Why?
Because, man, I love the summer. I love to wear shorts. I don't have to wear a sweater and all that. And it's,
you know what's funny? My son came up to me today. He's all, Dad, I can't believe it's getting cold. I don't want it to be winter already. I'm like, son, I'm gonna tell you like I told him.
Yeah, tell me.
You gotta enjoy all seasons, man.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because every season is beautiful, bro. Yeah?
Yeah, nah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. But
stop bitching and enjoy every moment of life.
That's true, man.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay.
I will. Thank you, man.
Yeah. I have to. I'm your older brother, bro. I have to kind of, keep you in line sometimes and bring you back to reality.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, we need to go snowboarding this year then.
Hey, let's do it.
We said that we say that every year.
You know what I want to do? I don't want to snowboard. I want to ski this time around.
It's kind of white.
Fuck, man.
It is white. It is.
I'll take you. I got you. I got you.
No. I got you.
Oh wow.
Our is it the landlord? He's a ski instructor.
He's a ski instructor.
Yeah. So I'm gonna talk to him as well.
Free pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's he at?
In Snowbird, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Solitude.
Yeah.
Is that
Two great places.
Okay.
Yeah.
One
Different
of the two.
places. Yeah.
One of the two. I don't know.
Where did we go first? Where did we first? Rodney took us.
Somewhere in Provo. That
Sundance.
Yeah.
You been there?
Just to rehab.
Rehab?
Well, we needed
That's
to
where
go
my rehab
again.
was.
Oh man, damn it! I meant to put the not that one either. Damn it, that one. Because when you said rehab, we're like, oh wait, you been to rehab?
Crazy people.
Hey man, if you guys don't know by now, we have our guy Rob in the building, Rob Eastman.
Yeah.
What's
He's
up, man?
back.
Just happy to be here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you look happy.
I always love being here with you guys.
Thank you, man. We
Some of my
appreciate
favorite people on the planet.
Hey, why, man? Why? Do we bring the flavor? Do we bring the season into your life?
I just think from the day we met,
Yeah.
the way we met,
Yeah.
and ever since, it's just been golden.
You know what? It's a trip how we met, man. It's a trip how we met, bro. It's a trip. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you, bro. I always learn a lot from you, so I can't wait to get into what we're gonna get into. But before that, how do you feel about the weather right now, man?
Man, for me, I like the spring and the fall, and the rest of it I could go without.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Rob,
Why the
come
spring and the fall?
I think summer's too hot for gingers, for one, and then winter brings on the depression. If you're not riding every day or doing something, it's just miserable.
Yeah.
So it's dark.
You're
Sun
stuck
goes
in-
down. You don't got as much light.
Yeah.
So
I never thought about it that way.
yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to someone out of state, and they said that they're like, man, so Utah seems like it's a depressing state during the winter time.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you're not busy, yeah, you might get into that depressing moment.
It was like when we were training in the gym. You showed up in the dark and you went home when it was dark.
Yeah.
And that's pretty tough for a lot of people.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like, as kids, we grew up in California, and we were outside every day, active. And when we moved here, well, at least for myself, I became a homebody. All I want to do is stay at home and just sleep all day. And I think that's because of the snow. And that's why I don't like it.
Dang. Yeah, I don't know. I see. I like it.
No, I do like
the
it.
police
but-
don't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? I could drive around. The police don't stop you. Don't pull you over. It's too cold outside. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, we could go outside and play some snowball fights. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I try to enjoy
When's
whatever.
the last time you played snowball fights?
Oh, when we had a snowball fight, last winter.
Is it on social media?
Let me.
If it's not on social media, it's not
next
real.
time I'll record it for you,
All right,
and you know you'll be able to see it. Did you have snowball fights growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to get a lot of snow living up on the east side in Bountiful. We'd sled off the roof. It was good when you're little, but then when you get older and you have to go to work and doing all that, and it's expensive, it's $200 to go skiing, and it just got to be a lot.
Yeah,
you know,
and shoveling.
Yeah.
And by the way, man, you recently got married, so
congratulations
on that, man.
Most beautiful, amazing woman on the planet.
Hey,
soulmate for sure.
That's what's up, man. And tell us a little bit about that, bro. I know you got married. You didn't get married here in the States. You went out of the country to get married. Where'd you go?
Yeah, so I was the guy that was never going to get married again. Like, no way in hell. And then I met Heidi, and it was like, there's no way in hell I couldn't marry this woman. So we were talking about what we were going to do. We were going to get married in Mexico, and I was like, a lot of people get married on the beach. How many people do you know that have got married in a castle? And she was like, in turns, like, okay. So we ended up waiting a few months, and we were going on a genealogy tour over in Scotland. Anybody that's seen Braveheart, the main character, William Wallace, I'm a direct descendant of him. And we ended up getting married in his memorial castle. And to describe that, it's like, it's up on this hill in Stirling, which is like one of the most famous war zones of all time back in the UK. And this castle, there's like a little cathedral on the side and this tower that just goes up, and you can see it from hundreds of miles. And they're like, there's a spiral staircase. It's 284 stairs to the top. And we're like, okay, that's cool. And you get in there, and it's like literally 3 feet wide and spiral the whole way up. So Heidi's in a dress. I'm in this fitted suit. And for me, anybody that knows me, I put on a suit and I get PTSD from getting forced to go to church my whole life. So I'm sweating. She's looking beautiful as hell. And we're climbing up these stairs. And thank goodness there was a few levels where you could step off and catch your breath. But the storm's coming in, and it's like all these emotions. Like when you meet somebody like Heidi is to me, you want everything to be perfect. And we pull up, and I'm holding her dress, and we're walking into this castle, and the people are like, no, you can't come in here. And we're like, no, we've rented this. We have an event. They're like, we don't have an event. We're like, yeah, we rented it. And she goes and checks her books. She's like, no, we don't have anything today. And we're like, we rented it for 9/10/23. And she's like, okay, and goes back in. Over there, they do the day first, the month second, and that. So they had us for a month later.
Damn.
And we're just like, my mom, my brother, my sisters, her mom, her sister, her sister-in-law all flew over to Scotland to get married in this castle. And over here, that would be a problem.
Hell yeah.
Less than 3 minutes later, the lady comes back. She's like, no problem. We'll take care of it. Clears out the lobby, lets us take that over, change her dress, shuts down this national memorial for us. And they were just, it was unreal. Damn. So we start hiking up this thing, the bagpipe. We hired a bagpiper because we needed that guy there. So we start hiking up, and we're standing. There's one last shelf where Robert the Bruce, like one of the most famous kings who fought against England to keep Scotland, and there's his sword and all that stuff, and it's raining, and people are coming down. It's so small that you can't go up if people are coming down. So we get up there, and we're like, let's just go up there. And she's in an $8,000 dress. I'm like, babe, are you sure? She's like, yeah, let's go. And she's not an outdoorsy person, but she's been very, very, very adventurous. And so we head up there, and we walk around. You come out of the stairs, and now you're exposed on the outside of this castle. And you walk down one side, you walk down the other side, and it's raining. And you walk down the other side, and the very last side has the stairs up into the crown. And most castles you see, it's like a tower, and there's some windows. This one, it's like crowns coming up over the top of it. Wow. And we go up. There's the bagpiper, just sure as shit, and he's just standing like a warrior. And we go up. It's blowing sideways, and she's like, let's just do pictures. So we start taking pictures, and it was unreal. the ground was glossy. Jacob's on one side taking pictures of us. Her veil's blowing in the wind. Like, it couldn't have been more perfect for pictures and things like that. And then he's like, do you want me to play? I'm like, yeah, let's hear some music. And the second that thing kicked in, it was like the most spiritual experience. We both looked at each other and just got teary-eyed, and it was like we had this moment that can never be taken away. And you know me, I'm not that big of a touchy-feely guy, but it was like this sitting up in this multi-thousand-year-old country on the top of one of the most famous monuments, marrying my soulmate.
Dang.
And it was just dope. Like this thing, and people were like, what was the best part of it? And we both were just like, it was that moment, the second that bagpipe kicked in.
You were going to wear a kilt, you said.
Yeah.
And I know I'm changing the subject way out, but because you had a moment, but you were going to wear a kilt, you said. You didn't want to do that because of that suit that you wear.
Well, when they found out how big I was, they said that that's not allowed in Scotland, so that I needed to wear pants.
Oh, wow.
No, let me be real for a second. So I started looking at kilts, and like a legit kilt, and then you have the bag in, like a real kilt, then you have this bag in front, and you have the socks and the shoes and the top and all that. It was like $1,200. I'm never going to wear that again.
Yeah.
So I bucked up and bought a custom suit from my boy Kenneth.
Hey,
and
shout out to him.
Yeah,
Hey, that suit's nice, bro.
Yeah.
That suit's really nice.
So we did that, and I actually, to talk about a kilt, me and my brother signed up for the Highlander Games.
Yeah.
Like the oldest warrior games in the world. It's where the dudes gather in the Highlands and they throw rocks and sticks and big poles and all that. And I get up, it's my turn, and I go to throw this stone, and everybody's like, no. And like, you can't do this without a kilt. Oh. I was like, oh, shit. I got booted.
Oh,
out the game,
shit,
really?
really?
How many? 5,000 people? Yeah. They called my name, and I got booed. Ooh, see ya.
Because you had no kilt on.
Yeah. And I couldn't even buy a kilt there. It was like a no-brainer. I should have read the fine print, I guess.
Hey, but they're expensive, right? The kilts?
Yeah.
How much?
I could have bought a cheap one somewhere probably, but I was thinking wedding. I wasn't,
Yeah.
If I'm going to go to the Highlander Games, I want to compete. I don't want to watch.
Did you leave?
No, I stayed and watched my brother. He
Yeah.
bought a cheap kilt. And,
Oh, he bought one?
Yeah. I'm like, let me borrow it. And he's like, no. Damn.
That's what's up,
But it
man.
was a cool experience to be over there and like be in old country. It's same with anywhere that's been established for thousands of years. They have a way of life.
Yeah.
We don't have that here in America. So it's super cool and inspiring to see people. We had 2 of the top 5 Highlander champions in the world at those games.
Damn.
These dudes were like 6'8", hucking a 28-pound stone 55 feet. It was nuts. Like,
Shit.
me and Drew, we're tough.
Yeah.
We're strong. Drew like 12 feet. These dudes were, they actually asked him to step out of one of the events.
6'8"?
Because it was a very important event.
Yeah.
They're like, you're not going to be there, so just don't do it.
The dudes were 6'8" though, like 6
dude,
feet 8.
Unreal.
Now you know how
They
I
made
feel when
Drew
I
look
stand
teeny.
next to you.
Oh, yeah. It was unreal.
Shit, that's crazy,
Yeah.
bro. You feel
What
small.
do you mean? How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
And you?
He's not 6'3", bro.
On your back.
Oh, wow. Not only asked because he says that he looked.
What? Well, imagine 6'8". He's
Yeah.
I'm 5'8", so a dude a foot taller, and he was probably 285 trim,
Damn.
like world champion, and they're hucking 20-foot phone poles, like probably 200-pound pole. They stand it up, they lift it up, get their hands underneath it, and run forward until it goes, and then they throw it, and it has to go end over end, and if it lands like 12 o'clock, that's the best score you can get. And if it falls off, that's how they get judged. But these dudes were like, they're serious about their
games, their
They're-
sports.
yeah.
Yeah. Damn, that's intense, bro.
So it was kind of cool to where it's that important that they're going to ask in a competitor, like, you're not doing this. Damn. So
Why don't you start
we
doing it
respected
out here, man?
They actually do have one out in West Valley.
Really?
Yeah, my brother got one practice in. I didn't get to do it because I have a torn shoulder, but
Right now, you do?
yeah.
Oh shit!
I worked out for like 6 weeks. Yeah.
Damn, bro. You all right?
Yeah.
You need to go back in surgery or something, or what?
No.
Get surgery? No.
No, it's tough carrying the world, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you carry it? Like this or like this?
This just depends on the day.
Hey man, how'd you meet Heidi, man?
Well, the first time I saw her, I'll just be real on this podcast. I was at a wrestling tournament. Anybody who's been to one has probably been to one in Farmington at the Legacy Event Center. Mm-hmm. And I was getting called out at the start of the tournament. I'm walking down, and there's this beautiful woman, curvy, and I just saw it from behind. So I'm walking by, and I looked at her, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to remember that lady. I'm going to talk to her when I get done coaching. Went down, coached, came back up, couldn't find her again. So I wasn't searching all day, but I was looking, you know, and couldn't find her. And at the end of the day, I was leaving, and I'm coming up the stairs, and I see her at the top of the stairs. And I'm like, okay, there she is. She had her son, her mom, and her dad standing there. And I'm like, I'm not going to walk up and introduce myself right now. So I walked outside, sat in my truck, and I'm like, if it's meant to be, she's going to walk out. I'm going to talk to her in the parking lot. Waited for like 10 minutes, and that sounds kind of creepy, but it's not that creepy. I didn't have any duct tape or rope or anything. And it didn't happen, and so I went home and kept doing my thing. And a little bit later on a dating site, I saw a lady that was very beautiful, and she looked familiar, and I didn't know how, and so I hit her up, and we started chatting, and I'm like, I got to leave in a minute. I got wrestling. She's like, oh, my boy wrestles. Started talking like, maybe that's how I know you. Send me a picture. And she sent me a picture, and it was of her that day. And I'm like,
that day you seen her?
Yeah. Same clothes, same everything. And I'm like, this might sound creepy, but I have been looking for you. Like, I know exactly who you are. Damn. So we met up, and
wait, what did she tell you when you told her that?
She's like, that's
creepy.
She's like, I'm outside your door.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Oh, shit. Damn, bro. Okay.
So it was like a kind of and you know me before, I was anti. Like, I didn't believe in love. I thought it was a fluke. I thought it was like you put in and they expect and they're entitled to what you have. And I was pretty bitter about that. And she came in and completely changed my idea of what love looks like and that there is a soulmate and all of that stuff. So for me, it's I'm learning a lot this year.
Can I'm gonna say something because I never thought you were gonna get married again, bro. You've told me, and yeah. that's why it was a trip to me because you told me, you're like, yeah, I'm never gonna get married, bro. It's like, nah, I'll just be in a relationship. You know, and maybe like a girlfriend, but not anything more than that, you know, because the commitment's too serious. So now I'm happy for you, bro. Like I could tell you're happy.
Yep.
I could tell. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So okay, so she changed all that for you.
Yeah.
And okay, so continue. I'm sorry because I did cut you off. So continue with your story.
Yeah, but that was it. It was like you know me, I have tough conversations right off the bat.
Yeah.
People are caught off guard by that.
Yeah.
I just ask you, like, who you are, what do you want to be, what do you want to do, whether it's coaching or dating or whatever. And she had a list. She's like, are you A, B, C, and D? And I had my list. And she was willing to have tough conversations right off the bat and call me out on my shit right off the bat. And it was like, okay, here we are. This is what it's supposed to be. So from that point on, it was like I found my equal. And it's not even that. I never thought I could have a girlfriend, best friend, soulmate, protector, soft spot, like all these different things. And that sounds so dumb coming out of my mouth, but it's so true.
Yeah.
And she's all of those things. And I can't imagine anything like shit.
That's cool, man. Yeah.
Man, and how long after you've met her did you realize that, okay, I'm gonna marry this girl?
I think it was about 47 seconds.
Oh,
damn.
No, I think I asked her like maybe 6 weeks. 6 weeks I wanted to propose and let her know that, because she has, like, there's some backstory on that, and I don't know if you care if I share a little bit. So if your listeners don't know, I work in youth, mental health, suicide prevention, addiction recovery, all that stuff. But when I met her, I found out that her late husband had committed suicide in front of her, and she has 3 young boys. And I'd spent the last 13 years of my life working with young men and all of that. And it was like, okay, this is what God prepared me for. Like, I couldn't,
Wow.
There's not a man on the planet that could have come into this situation better prepared to heal and grow with these people. And so, man, I don't even know how to explain it. Just everything came into focus.
Yeah.
So they had been through catastrophic experience, loss, and all of these things. And to most people, that's a lot. And to me, it's like, okay, let's go.
You knew exactly kind of how to handle the situation. Yeah. You've always been good at that, man.
So, man, it just, God and the world works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
so then after that, I mean, okay, so when you proposed to her, like, were you scared that she was going to say no, or you knew she was going to say yes, or what?
Man, I'm a talker, right? And when we're at the place, I took her up to Palousas, made her meditate. And while we were meditating, he was sprinkling rose petals and putting out candles up at the meditation. Yeah. And when she sat up, but it doesn't matter. I can talk in front of thousands of people, whatever. But when my heart's involved, like, man, I'm stuttering, and she's like too fine for me, and she's all these things, and that's when I know things are real and they're important to me.
You had butterflies in your stomach and shit.
Oh man, I was floating. I had to make sure I was standing.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah,
so.
that's intense, man. I don't know. I once again, I never pictured you, getting married. But now that you are, like, I see that. I don't know. I see this glow, you could say, of happiness, bro. How did your family feel, man?
They were the same as you. They're like, okay, they didn't come around much, whatever. But at our wedding, they're like, when he told us that he was getting married, we're like, okay, here we go again. And then once we saw him, we're like, something's different about this. And they all love her and they support it. And, after living a life like I did, it's like the boy that cried wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a really cool experience for me, my family, everybody.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome,
we're
bro.
Still in the works and growing, and that's the beautiful thing about Heidi is she's willing to grow with me. She does her own work, self-help. She's way smarter than I am. Business entrepreneur, doesn't need me, loves me anyways. It's like there's a lot there.
Yeah. Damn, like she has her own. She doesn't depend on you and stuff.
Not at all.
Damn, that's a power couple right there, bro.
Yep.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Nice.
So go ahead.
Well, before, what'd you do out there in Scotland after the wedding?
Man, really? We gotta go there.
I want to know.
So what do you think they did, dog?
Man, come on, seriously. So
we want details.
Before, well, luckily everybody made it safely back down the stairs. Coming down that thing, we had my mom that's like 77. How old's your mom? 68. I'm talking to Steve. You miss one step, and any of us are landing at the bottom, skipping off every window on the way down. It was steep. But we came down, and it was just like, you're driving on the wrong side of the street. Streets are skinny, so we were stressed out getting to the hotel. But it was just like, it's something about being with her is just peaceful. And I don't know how else to explain that. I'm a very rambunctious, unsettled soul, and she settles it. So we stayed at some really cool hotels, and I think just the culture there in general is very calming. Everybody's just we were at the bar and eating dinner, and we're like, how long? When does this close? We're like, whenever you're done. We're like, well, I know, but when? Like, I don't know. Whenever you're done.
Damn.
It's like it's different.
Were you guys the last people there or something?
We were just asking, like 10 o'clock, midnight, what? And we're like, whenever you're done.
Okay. Okay, damn.
Like, they don't care.
Yeah.
We're talking about history and how old the castle is, and these 18-year-old kids know how the place was built in 1830 and who it was for, and it's just different. I don't know. It was a very spiritual experience.
What I'm pretty sure that you were at the bar, right? There's a lot of drinkers out there.
Yeah.
How
Ish.
do you ish? Not really.
They do like.
Did they trip on you?
More in
drinking?
Ireland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. More in Ireland.
Yeah.
Than
That's
when
where
you were
the
at-
heavies are. But it's like, I was talking to Memo before. It's like everybody, they live in the same size houses. They drive little cars. They don't care. They don't trick anything out. They don't collect things. And then they go out and they connect with people. So you go to the bar. It's not like our bars where people are passing out, fighting. They're just connecting. It's just completely different. So it was cool to be over there and experience. We sat down the first 3 to 4 nights. It didn't matter where we sat. Somebody would come over, sit down, we'd talk for 2 hours. Damn. And I'm like, look around. There wasn't a single person on the phone.
Damn.
Little kids, didn't matter how old I think they start drinking at like 13.
The kids?
Yeah. 13.
yeah.
I think drinking age is what, 16? 18? 18? Just,
You said the food is healthier out there too.
yeah.
Way better than
Yeah.
out here.
Like, you can eat whatever you want over there because they don't have all the chemicals and different crap in it. We came back both lighter, and we ate fried fish and chips, and shepherd's pie twice a day, every day for 10 days because it was so good.
Yeah.
It was good.
You're getting a little bit of weight, brother.
Yeah. So we came back light, and it's like, it's just different.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
That's awesome, dude.
That's cool to experience that because you go here, I mean, and you got phones everywhere. You can't do nothing without a phone being there.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, connection for me. As you get older, when you get to be my age, it's like, what am I doing this for?
Yeah.
You know, where are my friends? Do we have any real connection? Who's talking about anything real, not just surface level stuff? And they're just gabbing. Doesn't matter if you're 19. We were sitting at a table with a 19-year-old girl. How old was that lady? 55 probably, and maybe a 40-year-old guy, and they were together.
They were all just talking.
Yeah, and they sat with us, and we talked for probably an hour and a half.
What-
That doesn't happen.
Do they feel a certain type of way about Americans out there?
No, they were pretty good. I
Yeah.
think there's some countries that probably would. That it's better to suggest that you're from Canada. But it was like, it was chill.
That's dope.
Super
man.
cool.
How many days were you there for?
10.
10 days.
Yeah.
Nice.
Your book comes out today.
Yeah.
Warrior in a Garden.
Warrior in the Garden.
It was a long time coming, bro. This book. I remember when you first started it, you were like, I would meet you at the what is it, rock climbing?
Yeah.
And you were like, sometimes you were stressed out. You're like, hey, bro, meet me at this place. I need to go rock climb. You know, I got to go vent and shit. I was like, all right, let's go. So we would go or whatever. And you seemed like, man, I just let a bunch of shit off my chest and I need to come do this. Now that it's done, now that it's here, how are you feeling about it, man? How is it? How is it for you? What's that feeling like?
Man, for being a dumb student, a kid that wasn't going to amount to much, and then becoming an author, it's like achieving something's great, but then airing all of your dirty laundry in a way that hopefully will help some people. You know, it doesn't matter where you are, you're going to get judgment. Mm-hmm. And that's the fear, right? That's what society puts in you. Like, don't ruin your family name. You don't talk about this stuff. Keep it private, whatever. And I think that's why we're as sick as we are as a community. So I've gone through roller coasters, and you've been through there on a lot of that stuff. And at this point, it's just, it is what it is. My publisher looked at me and she's like, this isn't even your story anymore. This is to help other people. And it was like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not unique. Everybody has a story. I just want to be the one to be willing to tell mine in hopes that other people can tell theirs to help make this community a little healthier.
Right.
So I'm terrified. I'm excited. You know, I'm more terrified for the backlash because it talks about religion and schools and politics, and it hits everything.
This is your truth, like how you feel,
that's
your opinions.
it's my story, and whether somebody else was in the same setting, they have their truth. So if they want to tell their truth, they can write a book.
Yeah.
You know, I was willing to write mine, but there's my truth, your truth, and then what really happened. And I'm well aware of that. And I actually put in a disclaimer at the start saying, hey, you may not have seen it this way, but this is my truth. I was a sick individual from a very young age, and this is how I grew. This is how it felt. This is what I saw, and this is how it came out. So it's, man, I'm excited and terrified and just glad it's over and ready to launch today.
I know last time you were here, you kind of spoke on a little bit about how you let people tell their side of the story.
Yeah.
In your book, are you like you said right now, you're kind of scared, or not scared, but you know you're gonna get some backlash from people.
Yeah.
How have they reached out to you? Have you let them read the book?
Yeah. So anybody that had any real stake in the story, I let them read it first and change anything that they wanted. I didn't want to come out and bash anybody. That's not what the story's about. It was about me and how I saw things and how it affected me, bullying, church judgment, all of those different things. So ex-wives and things like that, I let them kind of have their say in how the story went. Not how the story went, but I took things out or changed things around. But to get to that point where it's okay for them to tell their side of the story without stopping them, and being mature enough to know that they experienced the same situation, but it happened differently to them.
Right.
Like, that's growth. So I was okay with that. And the rest of it is going to be more so like, I'm not worried about for me. I'm worried about for my mom, because that older culture, they still hold on tight to, make sure your shoes are clean, make sure your bed's clean, So we were talking about it actually over in Scotland, and my mom said, hey, when you first spoke at this high school, a lady came up to me after and said, are you just so embarrassed? And it's like, that's how that old culture is. It's like you're airing your family's dirty laundry. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe my kid would do that.
Wait up, someone went up to your mom and told her that?
Yeah. And so my reply to my mom was like, ask that lady if her kid's an author.
Damn.
Yeah.
Am I embarrassed for what? That my kid screwed up and that he's trying to make it better? No, I'm not. We got so much like that instant judgment, and all these people that are judging, they got the kid in the basement like, do not come up here. Stay down there. The family secrets stayed in the basement.
Yeah.
So that's the whole purpose of this thing is to let everybody know, beyond race, beyond religion, beyond anything, the one thing we all share in common is struggle. Yeah. And we need to talk about that. And it needs to become a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely. And you've always preached that. You always said that. Who are the people that we could expect to hear from in this book?
As far as
your ex-wives, as far as
so it's a full story from like out the womb. There's a lot of characters, and everybody the youngest I had read it was 10, and the oldest was, I think, 78. And they all had similar experiences, because the 10-year-old is seeing things in school, being treated, being bullied for the first time. And the 80-year-old who wasn't allowed to talk about his feelings, it hit his inner child. So he's like, man, I got some things I got to work on. So it's going to be an exciting roller coaster for everybody. And, that's why we call it Warrior in the Garden. Be prepared for what's coming. And it's going to be, I think it's going to go big.
Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like you said from the beginning, it got my interest. And I kind of, because I went through some stuff as well as a kid, bullying and all that stuff. So that was like, man, I couldn't believe it. And then I don't even want to say like
or kill the
but yeah, man,
spoilers.
I'm excited to continue
spoilers.
to read, and I actually want to buy it. So
yeah, so the first day today, 27th.
Yep,
it's $1.99 for the digital copy on Amazon. So buy it share it, buy as many copies as you want. It's cheap. You can give them out as Christmas gifts or whatever, because you're either struggling with something, a family member struggling with something, or you're lying.
Yeah.
So you pick which one of those you want to do. But it's like, I've been doing this for 13 years. And it doesn't matter wealth, religion, doesn't matter. Everybody is struggling. And it's just how you've been conditioned from the higher ups of your grandparents or whatever, if you talk about it or not.
Yeah.
And we know, as the men we are, we got to change that. We got to do better for our kids. We got to plan better for our planet and their kids and our grandkids. It's like being vulnerable, like being a man was like being tough and just not talking about your feelings. They've shown that that's not the best idea. So for me, it's like being vulnerable, but you still got to take action.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that want to spout off, oh, poor me, poor me. That's not what I'm talking about. It's like, if something's happened to you, I want to hear about it, but I also want you to be willing to take action.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the warrior in the garden. Prepare your kids for what's really coming down the pipeline. Don't protect them from it. Prepare them for it. And that's the biggest thing. That's the easiest sentence I can give you.
What in the book, out of everyone that you let speak, maybe I've asked you this question before, but who was the most impactful, person that kind of like stuck out and you were like, damn, I didn't see it that way,
Man, all of them. When you get as sick as I was, getting bullied from kindergarten and up, you develop this armor and this false sense of self, and that now they call it gaslighting, right? So if you hurt me, I was going to hurt you back and make it your fault. And if I couldn't hurt you, I was going to go home and hurt my brother because I know I could beat him up. It's like what I hated most was a bully, and I became the bully. In that it created shame and fear and not living up to expectations of the church or family, and it morphs into so much more, and it goes into any culture. When you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're letting cousins, uncles, aunts, dad, mom, grandma down, and that builds up.
Yeah. Big time.
And if we can't have a place to go and talk about those things and make it okay to screw up and be held accountable though to those natural consequences, then it's gonna be a bad world.
Yeah.
So hopefully this book allows people to see that regardless of who or where you come from, that we're all the same, that we've all done some things, and my vulnerability hopefully allows you to be vulnerable and make some moves in your life.
Dang, bro, that's intense, man. You've been through some shit. Like ever since we first met you, the story, your story. You told us that you've done drugs enough to kill all of us in here. You know what I'm saying? And so, once again, for our listeners, maybe some new listeners that don't know who you are, man. Can you tell us your story of how you got into drugs?
Yeah. So being bullied from kindergarten and being told you're ugly, stupid, not getting picked. Like when you're a little kid, all you want to do is fit in. And when that didn't happen and everybody's physically beating you up, verbally beating you up, teachers, kids, all the same. By the time I was in third grade, I started thinking about ending my life. And back in the 80s, we didn't have TV and social media and all that. I didn't know you could actually do that. I just knew I didn't want to be there. So I knew every Sunday night I was like I didn't even know the word anxiety at that time, but I knew I was getting anxious, and knowing that most of that came from school, that I would have to stand up to my teacher, to the older kids, the bullies on the playground. And I was like, you know what? They give me pain, I'm going to cause them some pain. So I started fighting back. And that caused more problems, and finding out that I have a long line of suicide in my family, and I didn't want to hurt my family, so suicide was off the table. And in my religion, drugs and alcohol are not a good thing, and I promised my mom I wouldn't do that. But when you get to a place of so much emotional pain that you can't hold on anymore, weed sounds like a pretty good option. And that first time you drink or you take a pill or you smoke weed or look at porn or whatever it is, it takes the pain away for a minute. You're like, well, that worked for a minute. Let me have a little more. And that little more turns into a lot more until it eventually doesn't even kill the pain. And what used to take away the pain becomes the pain. And then suicide and becoming a piece of shit person that you never would have been, that you promised everybody you wouldn't be, is who you are. And that's hard to look at.
Yeah, big time. Shit.
And then, you know, for me, it wasn't like I quit drinking. It was like I drank, I took pills, I smoked weed. Then I found coke. Then I found meth. Then I found heroin. Then I found oxy. And I didn't take any of those other things away. It was just like nothing would numb me anymore. And I came from more opportunity than most people will ever have.
Shit.
So it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care who or what you are, what you wanted to be. It's like I ask people when I go to like junior highs or high schools, like when you're in 6th grade and they come in and like, what do you want to be when you grow up? How many times have you heard a little kid said, I want to be a crackhead. I want to go to prison. Like somewhere along the way, somebody stomps on that dream and you have to survive.
Big time.
It's like mom and dad are not doing what they're doing. You're tending kids half your age when you shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
It's like it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to change your life. And I hope that this book helps people to see that. They're not alone and that it's okay to have screwed up, but take some steps.
Are you going to be doing a, what do you call that, dude? Fucking going to different podcasts, marketing your book that way, I guess, and going to different I'm
book signings and speeches.
Yeah. Are you doing that?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll do the first one at your place.
Where at? Here?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, you know what?
That's a good idea.
Yes, that is a good idea. So by now, I mean, we're going to be, once this airs, I'm pretty sure we're going to be a little bit further. But we're opening up a store, clothing store, up in front. And, yeah, man, it's going to be dope. So we'll definitely put your book on display.
Well, you guys are like family to me, man. Since the day we met.
Bro.
When I asked for your social and you looked at me crazy.
Hey, bro, I really thought you asked for my social security number. But you know what? In my defense, I was drunk.
He was drunk. Yeah.
I was drunk, and I was like my social, and then what's his name turned around. He looked at like, what are you guys talking about?
I gotta admit, I'm looking at your cousin, and he looked like he was over there, lead singer of Cypress Hill.
Be real.
I'm like, these guys are coming to fight.
Shit,
here we go.
Bro. Nah, not at all, bro.
I love you guys like family, and it's been a really cool crossover and experience to get to know you guys. So
definitely,
I support you, and I appreciate you supporting me.
Thank you, man. Yeah, anytime, bro. Yeah. Shit. And now you live out here in Harriman.
Yeah,
it's a big difference for you. You're saying, like, you don't know this side of the woods. I guess
I lost my direction.
Do you?
Yeah, because we're on the for me, east side is the mountain side, right? Now we're on the mountain on the west side. So I'm always having to look where the mine is. If the mine wasn't there, I'd be over there a lot.
Even with the phone, you get lost. Come on, man.
I don't look at my phone.
Oh, yeah, you're a good driver, man.
He's like this.
Yeah.
Like, hey, yo.
I'm like, I drive like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't. Stop.
Let's play my best. Let's play rapid.
Rapid questions?
Rapid questions.
You want to play rapid questions?
Let's go.
All right. Go ahead. You can start it.
Ketchup or fry sauce?
Ketchup.
Okay, I like that.
All right. Ice Cube.
Want to know why?
Oh, go ahead.
Why?
Because when we were in Scotland, we asked for ketchup, and they looked at us like we were stupid.
They don't have ketchup?
You don't get tomato sauce.
Yeah,
so ketchup, it's a
tomato sauce. We had to keep asking tomato sauce. They don't have ranch. They've never heard of that. It's either mayonnaise, flavored mayonnaise, or tomato sauce.
What's flavored mayonnaise?
Like they just dump some garlic and some mayonnaise. You dip pizza in mayonnaise. Like it's.
Was that good?
Yeah, it's actually. I was like, it sounds nasty, but it was actually pretty good.
Mayonnaise and pizza.
Yeah.
Well,
ketchup and pizza, or tomato sauce and pizza too.
Well, I mean, there's tomato sauce in the pizza already.
We'll try dipping
Does it
in
taste
ketchup.
like ketchup?
Yo, yeah, it's ketchup.
Yeah,
they just call it tomato sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, just making
Okay.
sure.
Next question.
All right. Oh, Ice Cube or Be Real?
Oh, man. You're hitting a 90s boy. I like them both for
Okay.
different reasons.
Okay. And you're allowed
Rock
to like them both?
Superstar is pretty hard.
Okay. And what about Ice Cube?
Yeah, I like them both.
Okay.
They're equal to me.
All right.
UFC or boxing?
UFC for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite fighter right now?
Probably Sean O'Malley. He's kind of like the new Conor. There's so many good fighters right now, though.
Mhm.
It's a new era. Like all the guys coming up now, they were born and raised in MMA. So it's a whole.
They're
other
more
ballgame.
experienced, right? Like
They,
more.
it's like MMA is its own martial art.
Right.
Where when I started, mixed martial arts meant you were taekwondo, boxing, wrestling, this and that.
I see. Okay.
These kids that are coming up, they've been training MMA, everything since they started. So you got those Kazakhstani dudes just choking people out right and left, and yeah, the sport is evolving.
Okay. All right.
But boxing, like I loved it. I grew up with Mike Tyson. I knew that we had about 90 seconds before I needed to pull out my boxing gloves out of my Jeep.
Yeah.
Everybody was hammered, like, hey, let's box in the backyard. You know, I love the knockouts, but now it's like 12 rounds guaranteed, boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
All
we'll go
right.
UFC.
Gatorade or Powerade?
Neither.
What?
Neither.
Okay.
Water.
Yeah. That's
Okay. Hey, this is rapid questions.
Nah, man,
Go
that
ahead.
was a dumb question.
Go ahead.
Damn. iPhone or Samsung?
I got an iPhone now, so I'll go iPhone.
You went to the other side, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
When you
Connect. AirDrop.
airdrop?
AirDrop.
Okay. All right. When you wear a kilt, would you rather wear a kilt all day or just a Speedo all day?
I'd go kilt.
Okay.
Let the boys air out.
Hey, hold on. They wear.
No.
They don't wear
That's the
nothing.
whole point of a kilt.
Really?
Yeah.
They went to
That's
war
interesting.
with kilts on
Yeah.
with nothing under.
Yep.
I don't believe that
'Cause
shit.
I'm gonna take yours. Come home with 12 panties on. You know you done
wow.
did something. Hey,
Come on, man. No, for real. Nah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah. And when you kill somebody, you take their panties.
Nah.
Yeah,
Nah, bro. You're
Yeah.
lying.
Well,
We
look
got-
it up. Google
nah.
it.
Yeah, it's
Jamie, look it up.
Shit. Okay, for real.
Nah.
I'd much rather be in a kilt than a
yeah.
schlong song.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
If
you,
I was at war,
Yeah.
if I'm at the beach,
Mm,
I'd probably rather be in a kilt, or I'd be just have so much attention. Just be
dang.
killing me.
Okay. We usually ask more perverted questions sometimes, but we're gonna
Keep it
not
a
do
G.
that. Yeah, we're gonna keep it. Yeah, because you're here and we like to
Appreciate
respect
that.
Yeah.
So what's the next one? Go ahead.
No, it's your
It's
turn.
my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. The lake or the ocean?
That's the same thing. I'd take a lake.
Lake?
Yeah.
Then the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mountains. I like that.
Oh, okay.
I like water, but I like the mountains.
You're
We
scared
were
of
just at the locks. They call them locks. in
Is that where the
Scotland.
Loch Ness monster's at?
Yeah.
And what
Really?
happened? Did
They
you see
found
him?
out I was just back
Shut
back
your-
swimming. I was like, my bad. My bad. Sorry.
Shut up, Rob.
Like,
They
Jeez,
found a
all
shrimp in
these
there.
years.
They
All
found a
these
shrimp in there,
years.
dog. Shut your
Man.
That's funny.
My guy, dog. All right, man. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me today, bro. I can't think. So you have another question?
Rock climbing or
Bungee
skiing?
jumping, or bungee jumping. Or what's the other one? Skydiving.
So was it my turn or your turn?
Yeah, whatever.
All
Just
right.
wrap it.
So I'm going to cut both of you off. Both of those are amazing, but my beautiful bride and me took a class the other day of going paragliding
Oh, hey.
off the point of the mountain.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
here at
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Point.
So we just suited up. A guy coaching us on a walkie-talkie, and she walked straight off the top. The air caught her. Whoosh. She landed every single one. Brave as hell. And it's a cool experience. Y'all should try that. You guys want to go do some stuff?
I met this lady while I was flying back from California, and she gave me her number. She's like, "Hey, if you ever want to go paragliding, call these people up and let them know that I sent you, and they'll give you like a whole day for free."
You got to do it.
I want to.
And when was this?
It's a different
It was a ball,
experience. It's
Yeah.
not like skydiving. It's not scary. It's like it just lightly lifts you up and you have control and you're just chilling and you're actually gain air, not lose air. It's cool.
When did you guys go?
what was it, a couple weeks ago?
I mean, they're gonna stop doing it here soon, right? Because of the lightning and clouds and the wind.
No,
They don't do it
that's
all
the
year
good
round.
time.
Shut
It charges your iPhone. You do full bars.
You're trying to
We'll
get me
send Fonzie
killed.
up first. If he gets shocked, we're good. Shit.
I come back
pack
down
up
with my
and go.
hair
You
on.
better be recording this.
Yeah, nah. I want to skydive too.
Yeah,
I haven't done that, bro.
That's the man who flies up in the plane is not the man who lands. It's a different experience too. I like that.
You come down different.
Yeah.
Like when you land different.
I mean, just everything you thought you were and thought you were afraid of, like it simplifies life all in a few seconds. You're standing outside, hooked. Well, I'm not hooked to a guy because I'm certified, but when you're hooked to a guy and you're hanging out of a plane at 13,500 feet, and he's like 1, 2, and launches you out, and then you have no choice, and you're just like, my wife, my kids, my business, my look how beautiful the mountains are. It's all it's peaceful. It's not what you think it is. The ride up is way more scary than what happens. And then you get down, you're like, man, all these things I've been afraid of just doesn't matter. And then it kind of charges your battery, and you can go on, charge your next business venture or whatever it is.
What about bungee jumping? Because I know you did that shit too.
Yeah, I did a big one. We don't have any good ones here, though. So I did that rope swing.
Oh, the
That
rope
was
swing,
badass.
yes.
But, like, I did a 800-foot bungee out of a gondola in Switzerland, which was pretty cool. Like, it's got to be big. Bungee jumping's kind of lame if it's not huge. But the rope swing in Moab is bonkers. It's super cool. Wow. But Sophie, you know Sophie?
Yeah.
She was the first one off. And they're like, how do you want to go? And like, will you throw me? Like, they just tossed her body off the edge of a cliff. Whoosh.
You're hanging on, or
no, she's hooked. She's tied in, but it's a 400-foot free fall, and then you swing out of this canyon. I'll show you the video.
Okay.
But it's like you're coming right at the rock, and then you just swing out past them. There's grown men, dude. They didn't even want to get in the harness. My daughter's like, hey, I'll do it.
Hey, you ran off and just jumped
I
off?
backflipped it, and then I deadfalled. They said the deadfall face first, don't touch the rope.
And you didn't touch the rope.
Scariest.
Well, if they say don't do it, right?
Well, they say to like truly
Oh, yeah. Okay,
do the scary way, but
touch the rope.
I think for me, just in all those things like that things that kind of light your soul up a little bit, that's what charges my battery. Not everybody's like that, but
Well, you call that an adrenaline junkie, right? No, not really,
Some
because you
people,
don't do it.
for me,
like,
it's more
every day.
spiritual.
Okay.
About to meet your maker, and then the rope catches. You're like, pew.
Bro. Well, even the ice bath, bro. Like when you took me to do that really.
I was so proud of you,
bro. That really changed me, bro. Because I want to do it again, as a matter of fact. But yeah, bro, I typically don't do good in cold ass water. My ankles were hurting that day. Oh, so bad, bro. Yeah, but it was a good experience. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
you're still doing it, right?
Good job. Yeah, we take a lot of people up there.
Got you.
So we took all of our boys up there. 9 years old, 14. Caden went a few times. Our 16-year-old. Sophie's done it a bunch. But it's just one of those experiences. You don't have to love it, but to know that you can do it and go through the breathing exercises and step outside of self and have some different experiences. It's just one of those weird things you didn't know. Your parents aren't going to tell you about it.
Yeah.
You know, no church is going to tell you that you can go breathe by yourself in your bedroom and be fine in 3 minutes. Like, they don't want that. They want 10%. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't know.
I mean, some, hey, there's
I'm going to go to hell for that one.
there's some churches that are like that. I agree with you. I agree with you.
You know, it's just there needs to be some avenues for help.
So they teach you how to breathe before you get in the ice?
Yeah, it's guided meditation, and then you almost hyperventilate to where you're laying there and you don't even know you're laying there, and you hold your breath for a minute. Next thing you know, you've held your breath for 5 minutes. It's a trip. We got to take you.
So you're saying if I don't, like, if they don't teach me the breathing techniques, if I go in there, I'll just...
It's a cold bath.
Okay.
But when you learn it prior, you've already done something that just changed your life, and then you get in there, and within 30 seconds, you will not be panic breathing, and you'll be fine for 5 minutes.
Let's put it this way, bro. Like, I think if I would have just jumped in there, I would have just jumped back out. Like, I probably wouldn't even have done it. Because, like he said,
water's like 40 degrees.
You start like
hyperventilating.
Exactly. You can't breathe. It's intense.
I bet.
So
I was just thinking. I'm
Let's
down.
take you.
I'm down. During the summer though.
Nah, let's do it in the winter. We did it in the winter.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm down.
It's
I'll
all.
do it.
It's kind of all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just make sure we put extra ice in yours and a lid on it when you're in there.
Man.
Wait, when you put extra ice, is it really making a difference? Like,
When we put a lid on it and he can't get out.
that's
a big
true.
difference,
Yeah, bro. You won't be able
Just
to get out
just unthaw me when
when it's your time to come out.
yeah.
And we'll do
when
that.
Summer.
Wake
me up.
You were mentioning that you're and I don't know if you want to share this now, but you're closing up your gym and you're gonna get a new space here soon down here,
Yeah.
and you signed that today.
Yep.
Man, how does that feel too? That's another life changing event
I think
happening in your life.
over these last 14 years of my life, I don't get attached to anything. Things come, people go. It's like, I think that's God's way of like, just do the next right thing. And if it's come to this, then it's time to move. And I've started a new family that I'm committed to, and I'm out here, and I want to make I've influenced Davis County for the last 20 years of my life. Some good, some bad. But for the most part, good. You know, I've spent over a decade in the schools, interventions, working in wrestling and volleyball and all these different things, and now it's time to move along.
Damn.
So I'm excited, and it's bittersweet, but it's also exciting.
Yeah.
So
And you're also coaching football, right?
yeah.
How's that?
You know, I was actually pretty scared when I called my brother, and I'm like, "Hey, what can you tell me about football?" He's like, "That you shouldn't do it because you don't know shit about football." I was like, "Too late. I'm the head coach." He's like, "Man," and it was just kind of a thing. My boy Cole, you have X amount of players on a team, and everybody has to have at least 10 plays. And if we didn't start this other team, they would have had like 11 players on every other team that needed 11 plays. So how do you even get a winning team when you're constantly subbing people in? But it came down to me talking with Cole and asking him, like, my relationship with you is more important than anything. I don't want to coach if you don't want me to coach, and I'm not going to do it if we're going to argue. And so I gave him a day, and he came down the next night and was like, "Hey, let's do this." I'm like, okay, I'm all in. And it's been an amazing experience for me to spend time with him. And he's a lot like me. We're stubborn. We're bullheaded. We need proof that you love me type of stuff. And luckily, I'm a good coach. Doesn't matter what sport it is. You know, I can coach people. And I was able to pull some dads out of retirement that were really good at offensive line and, coordinating and all of these things. And I think that team went 2-8 last year, and we're 4-1 right now.
Nice.
So,
Wow.
So we're doing good.
Damn.
It's been cool.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing experience.
Do you get nervous going out there? I mean, at
Yeah,
first,
man, I'm competitive. You know me.
Yeah.
It's like if I could go out there and knock some heads, I would. You know, but seeing kids go to battle, win or lose, it doesn't matter. It's how they adapt to that.
Okay.
You know, I love the life skills that we teach inside of sports. That's all it is for me. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be ping pong. Doesn't matter.
To hype them up, what's that one movie?
Gridiron Gang?
No, are we there yet? No.
Gridiron.
With
Gang.
Robert Downey Jr. and the other dude with the curly hair.
Any Given Sunday?
No. It's where he's going to have a baby. And
Due Date.
Due date.
Oh, I'm thinking football.
Oh,
You're
my
Zach
bad.
Galifianakis.
Yeah. Where he gives him that speech.
What are you, a girl
What
or
are you, a
something?
girl or something? Is that your...
Is that
your
Yeah. Have you guys seen that one on TikTok? He's like, "Hey, some of your dads may have told you that all that we are going to do is have fun today. That's your dad is a loser. We're here to win."
Oh, yeah.
That's him, dude. That's Rob right there, man.
Damn.
It's a different breed, though. You know, I've had to really stay involved to adjust my coaching strategies because, 80s and 90s, it was hard-nosed, slap you in the face, and let you know you weren't doing your job. And now you do that, and it's different.
Abuse.
Yeah, it's different. So to get them motivated, trying to lead by example, I'm out there running routes, pulling groins, You know, I'm hobbling home from practice after I ran 2 touchdowns on some 14-year-olds. You know, I'm feeling good. You know, but it's fun.
I bet. Shit.
It's cool. I love working with youth. And
Well, I remember you when you were coaching the wrestling team or whatever. You said you were like wrestling these big ass 200
I showed
pound.
you that picture.
Yeah,
That dude was 330.
330. Yeah, damn, bro. And you pinned him.
Yeah.
You made him tap out?
Yeah, but that's what I think I was showing him. I'm like, being bullied from a young age, I had to get to the point where I didn't see size. So I'm out there, and one of my coaches like, you can't wrestle that guy. And I'm like, why? And I thought he was getting mad at me, and he's like, you're going to get hurt. I'm like, dude, I'm smoking him, and I got a picture next to him. His name was Junior. He's like 6'6", 330, runs like a 4'4", and seeing the picture next to him, I could have been in a little baby carrier on his front. Like, yeah, I should not be out there. I'm getting old. He could have crushed me. And it's just, man, I love the gladiator warrior mindset of, like, for me, it wasn't, people can't tell me to do something. I need to learn for myself. And unfortunately, there's a lot of us like that. And as I'm aging, I'm learning to just view from afar, trying to be better at that. Yeah. But I think a lot of kids are, the parents or teachers, they're not teaching by example. They're telling you what to do, and a lot of us don't like to hear that. Yeah. So if you're willing to buck up and show me how to do it, I'm willing to follow. So that's kind of how I've always wanted to coach, and getting to a point now, I think, where I need to back off of that a little bit, because I'm going to break my back and be in a wheelchair or something. Maybe I'll win a gold in the wheelchair Olympics. I don't know.
How old are you now?
I'm about to be 46.
Oh, I thought you were still in your 30s, bro.
Nah, man, I'm 45 right now.
45. Dang.
Stronger than I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
But there comes a breaking point. There's consequences for actions now.
Are you feeling it?
Yeah, there's days. You know, I hit my PR on bench press and all this stuff like 6 weeks ago, and haven't been able to lift since. So tore my shoulder and all these things. And I think it's that mindset of wanting to push my boundaries. Yeah. But at a certain point, you got to flip that switch and be like, okay, what have I learned? And then I think that's why I did my book too, is like, I've gathered all this information. If I don't put it out and I die with that, like, how much wasted effort is that? You know, it may not be for my family, it may be for somebody else's family, whatever it is. But if you guys aren't jotting down in a journal or, you know, sharing your thoughts and concerns about what you've learned and what you've seen and how you think things could be different, they say the graveyard is the most expensive property.
That's very true. That's very true. Man, did you learn throughout the years how to control your anger and how to manage that and focus it on different things?
Yeah.
But we still sometimes, you know, when you get angry and stuff, it still gets the best of you. I mean, do you kind of show that sometimes in the field when you're coaching?
No, I think I'm pretty good on that, because everybody's journey, it's not my journey anymore. I think I originally was coaching over ego and all these things, and it's like, this new breed of kid is not us. They grew up on video games and all that. They weren't fighting in the backyard. They weren't fighting after school. Like, I don't think the school I coached at, they haven't had a fight in like 5 years. And to me, that's like crazy. We need to start a boxing club or something, which people need to get punched in their face. Yeah. But it's different. And for me, the anger came from being afraid. And the tougher I got through jiu-jitsu and MMA and all these things, it's like, I don't have to operate out of fear anymore. I'm confident in who and what I am. And if I see a bad situation that I don't want to be in, I just walk away. But when you're scared and you need to puff up your feathers, you walk into that situation. So I don't find myself in many situations where I'm too worried anymore.
So, I mean, because I know last time we asked you what is something you're scared of. I mean, there has to be something you're scared of.
Man, right now that I'm back in a amazing relationship is letting my family down. You know, you want to take care of and share everything that I've learned with my boys and my daughter and my wife, and make them proud, and it kind of brings out that inner child again, you know. and just working through that. But beyond that, like if I were to die today, I feel pretty fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
But I know some people would miss me. So I want to be the best version of myself. But I just try not to let fear control me anymore.
That's dope.
You know, there's things that I might miss or feel bad about, but fear just doesn't play a big part.
Yeah, that's hard to do, man. I you know, there's certain things that I fear and stuff, and you know, to control that, I keep my mind busy, right? I always, you know, just try to keep going and keep going. And sometimes I lose focus on the things that really matter. But that's cool though, that you have a focal point that you could go back to and ground yourself to, which is your family. So that's dope. How are the kids? How are her kids feel? How do they feel about you, man? From what you know.
Yeah, there's we have an array of personalities. So Miles is the youngest, and he's just a cool little sweetheart. I got him into jiu-jitsu. He's doing awesome. He's just a great dude. Then Cole is the next one, and he's a lot like me, and I knew it was going to be a tough relationship because he tests boundaries, and I know he's super loyal. And to a lot of people that might be scary, but for me it was like, this is me. Like, this is
a reflection
God's
of you.
like, here you go, buddy. Your dad's up here helping me hand pick this one. And so it's been really good for me to reflect on what my dad must have gone through, and to learn patience and compassion and get to a place where it's not about me, and try and be the best example I can be, and let him love me out of trust and loyalty, not out of force. Like, I'm your daddy now, you know, not that type of stuff. So just putting in time and doing that. And then Sophie, she's a special little individual, and she loves Heidi, and she's kind of morphed into 3 boys and a new house and all these things. And she's in her teenage years, and we're still trying to figure that out, how to not be the tough dad and be a guy that she can come talk to about anything. And then our oldest boy is Caden, and he's like a lot like Heidi. He's insanely smart, talented, gifted, compassionate. He's just so many things that I'm not, and I'm just get to be a student in my own home.
Yeah,
you know,
dope.
It's like
Nice.
we have a pretty good dynamic, and I think Heidi ties it all together. She is the boss, and compassionate and smart and loving, and just, I never knew how important love languages were before, but she hits every single one of mine. And I shouldn't say that out loud, but I've never cared too much about anybody's opinion like I do hers, or respected what she has to say. And if I can be mad or whatever, and she talks, and I'm just like, fuck. That makes a lot of sense. Damn it!
So you
Go
stop
stand
and
in the
listen.
corner till you're done being right. You know, and it's like just trying to constantly grow, and that's a hard thing to do for some of us.
Yeah.
You know.
What was Heidi's reaction to your book? Because I'm pretty sure she read it already.
Yeah. You want to come talk about it? Come hop in.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not a reader at all.
Oh, that's something that he said too.
I'm a Audible girl.
Hold on, let's get a chair real quick. Let's if we're gonna do this, let's do it right. No, you're good. You're good.
So,
Let's hold on. Let's fix the camera memo too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. And then you could pull the mic closer to you if you need to as well.
So for his book, I read it pretty early on. I think we had been dating for maybe like 3 weeks. And it was awesome. I learned a lot about him, and I'm not a reader, but I could not put it down. And not because I was dating him. It was just, it's a really good book. It's a lot of, he's been through a lot of things and a lot of different things.
Right.
So there's something that everyone can relate to in his book. and just the extreme adventures that he's been through are things that, you know, they do movies about, and people dream about doing some of the things that he's done in his life. And so to read about it, it was really fun.
Was there anything that shocked you? That like, oh snaps, like damn, you did that, Rob?
Yeah, there's a few parts I think that shocked me just because we were so early on in our relationship. Whereas like now I know all those things, even had I not read the book, he's told me.
Yeah.
But early on, there were a few things that I hadn't learned about that I was like, wow, this is pretty crazy.
Damn. did you feel embarrassed, or did you feel any type of way? I mean, because I know, like you said, you're not embarrassed of anything, but
Yeah, I feel like if I was going to get into a relationship and definitely get married, I just needed to be full Monty. And if they don't like it, then I'm done wearing masks.
man, that's dope. That's dope. The vulnerability, like you've always been the type of person that just you put yourself out there. So that's pretty cool that, you know, you were accepting. You're like, okay, you know, you could. Did you like that about Rob, that he did that?
Yeah, I think we're both that way. We're both very much like, we've done a lot of work on ourselves, and we've grown to love who we are as people and become the people that we want to be, and are both at a point where it's like, okay, love me for me or don't love me at all, but I'm not gonna like pretend to be someone else just so you'll love me. And I think that's where both of us are like open to growing, but also open to accepting who we are without judgment.
Got you. Were you born and raised here in Utah?
I was born in Utah, but I grew up in Sacramento, California.
Hey, Sacktown. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I moved back to Utah when I was 19.
Got you. Were you religious? Were you?
I grew up religious. I kind of stopped going to church around 16, and then I got pregnant, and my family was all moving back to Utah, and I was like, well, if I stay here, I'm going to party and be that mom. So I was like, I should probably move with my family and be a responsible, good mom. So
Gotcha.
I dropped everything. I moved to Utah. I didn't know anyone other than my family, and just grinded it out and was a great mom. Bought a house at 19 so my kid didn't grow up in an apartment, and worked my ass off.
That's what's up.
That's cool.
How did you feel about the story that Rob shared with us about how he met you? You know, what's your side of that?
So I have kind of a crazy side on the other side of that. I vaguely remember like seeing Rob at the I mean, he's like a pretty,
He stands out.
Yeah, he stands out. Yeah. His muscles will catch your attention. But I didn't I wasn't like dating really that much at that time, and was kind of just, there with my son. But the day I had been kind of dating on Bumble, and that's the app where like the girls have to initiate. And so I wasn't doing a lot of dating, but just trying it out. And I got a message randomly from a medium on Instagram, and she was like, I don't know why, but I'm being drawn to tell you that you need to think outside your box. And I was like, okay, I don't really know what that means, but I was like, well, maybe I should try a different site, because I hadn't tried any other of the apps, because I was like, no, I don't want like hookups. That's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And so I signed up for Tinder. And that day, Rob messaged me and like commented on my picture. And I never respond to people when they comment on my pictures or like try and holler at me. I just like not into it.
You're not having it. Yeah, I got you.
And I like actually responded because I like went to his profile, and it was all about mental health and growth and youth and all of the things that I'm also very passionate about. And I was like, okay, I actually like kind of like this guy's profile. And so we started chatting, and he asked how tall I was, and I was like 5'8", and he was like, me too. And I was like, shit. Like, I was like, this is what the medium was talking about by going outside your box. All my exes are like 6'6", 6'11". Like, I always went for tall guys, and I was like, okay, can I do this?
Yeah.
Like, so then I met him, and we've pretty much been together 24/7 since. I can't get enough of him.
If I'm not mistaken, you also speak, right? Like do motivational speeches or something like that?
Yeah, so I speak on financial literacy and kind of how mental health plays into growth. I took the grinder path and was very successful, but I, got successful and still wasn't really very fulfilled. And so I've done a lot of work on personal development and So I speak, and I have a book coming out as well about financial literacy and the values that it takes to also be fulfilled and not just rich.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. That's cool because everybody just wants to be rich, but
Yeah.
they don't know how.
Well, and that was me. Like, I grew up, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire. And then I was a millionaire, and I was like, okay, I'm still not really happy. Like, now what?
What's
and so I was like,
next?
there has to be something more that I'm missing. And so I started doing a lot of personal development seminars, and I'm in a really great mastermind, the Breakthrough Mastermind. And I have a mental coach. I've done a lot of work to figure out how to be happy inside of me. And then the rest of it is just, security and safety on the financial aspect instead of my, thinking that was my path to happiness.
Well, what can you give us some insight on that? Like, why weren't you happy once you became a millionaire? Like, what was it? Because you would think you would be kind of happy.
My
Like,
self-worth was 100% based on how much I made. And so if I didn't make enough, I wasn't worth anything in my mind. And, I had nice things. I had cars. I had rental properties. I had houses. But I just, that's not going to fulfill you for who you are. Like, you have to be able to look in the mirror and love who you are and love what you bring to the world and love the mark that you're going to leave on the world. And I was a boss bitch. I was kind of a bitch. And, I was grinding for my money. And I've changed a lot. I'm a lot more compassionate now. I have a lot more empathy and really just try to understand people instead of like, okay, life's tough, like deal with it and get back to work.
damn, you were that type of like a boss. Wow. Hey, but
Well,
I get it.
Because I grinded too, like I got pregnant at 19. I had 2 jobs. I was going to school for my master's degree. I had 2 kids. My husband was deployed. Like, I grinded with the best of them. And now, so I didn't really have empathy for people because it was like, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, get your ass back to work.
Damn.
And so I've really had to grow a lot in that sense and kind of come back down to earth and realize what's really important in life. And it's not just money.
Damn, that's interesting, man. I can't wait for your book. Well, when's this coming out again?
So I don't have a launch date yet. We're still working on it. Probably sometime in November, December. But I may
that's
be on a
close.
TV show. Yeah. So if I make the TV show, then we're gonna delay the book launch for that.
Wait up, a TV show? You can't say what TV show yet? It's okay.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay, yeah, don't say it. Let's not jinx it. We hope you get into the show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Look at
Yeah.
you making moves, man.
Thank you.
So how long did it take you to become a millionaire?
I was a millionaire probably around 28, and then 30, I was in a multimillionaire and still just not happy. And 30 is kind of when I really started my personal development journey.
Okay. Okay.
So.
Man, we will if you are willing, we would love to have you on once you do decide to release that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I'd love
and
that.
yeah, to talk about that because
Yeah.
for sure we need some financial
Yes.
advice over here on this side.
Definitely.
And I think everyone, in our circle probably does too. So yeah, we would definitely love to have you on. Man, this is gonna be a good book for everyone, man, to scope out today. The Garden and the Warrior.
Yes.
Warrior in the
Warrior
Garden.
in the
Sorry,
Garden.
Leave it up to Fonzie, right?
And always
In the Garden Warrior.
say it again.
Scrabble. So,
Warrior in the Garden.
boom.
So where can people get the book?
Only-
Hard copies.
Yeah,
No hard copies?
There's going to be digital. Let me
Okay.
tell you how it works.
Okay.
I need you guys to buy a digital copy for $1.99. If you're not going to read it, give it to somebody for Christmas. That is how we determine whether it's a bestseller, #1 bestseller, international bestseller, all that stuff. Then a few weeks later, we'll print the hard copy.
Okay.
Okay. And where they can find that is on your website, and I'll send you the links, or you can send them to my page, whatever. But it'll be that first 24 hours, $1.99. That's just a donation if you believe in mental health awareness, right?
Yep.
Support
Gotcha.
it, love it. And then I'm working on, once this cold goes away, I'm going to record the Audible. I've been working on that. As you know, we came here.
Yeah.
And, man, that's a hard thing.
Is it?
But, yeah, so it's going to be on Amazon, but I'll have a link specific for it. And that's if you have people in other countries, we're going to be in 17 countries shooting for international bestseller as well.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
but it'll
I
be
could
a
do
thriller.
it in Spanish for you if you need it.
I need that.
Yeah.
I think you guys could kill it too.
Yeah.
We should do
We
it.
should do it now.
Damn it, Robbie.
Let's guys. Let's go.
Hey, that'd
Oh,
be funny.
man, bro.
Okay. All right. Nice.
Okay, yeah. So send us a link. We'll post it up
We'll
on our
link
page.
it up. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got a lot of things we're working on right now as us as well. So yeah, bro, it's crazy, man. It's tough, right? But you got to make time for everything, and that's something I learned from you. Because sometimes I'd be losing my mind, bro, and that's why I kind of said the Garden and the Warrior all messed up. You see, like right now, because I have a lot of shit in my mind. No, I'm joking. No excuses, but send us that stuff. We'll get it up on our page and promote you as much as we can, bro. And to our friends and family, please go help this guy. You know what I'm saying, with his book. It's a good book. I started reading it, like the first chapter or whatever. That there's this lady on there. She's a bitch, but hopefully she changed throughout her years, and yeah. Rest in peace. Because she died. Yeah, man. But all right, Rob. Hey, Rob, thank you so much for coming through, bro. Anything you want to share with the listeners one more time before we get up out of here?
I really appreciate you guys. Anybody out there struggling, whatever, you're not alone. Check me out on Instagram, Tattooed Life Coach number 8, or Rob Eastman on Facebook. But I really appreciate you guys. Love you like family. Heidi, I love you because you are my family and you're the most beautiful woman.
Where's the arm?
There it is. Yeah. She's got to hear that. Do that again. Love you guys.
All right, man. Well, hey, like I said, check them out on, what's it called? The Amazon?
Yeah.
Amazon, right? Yeah. And Audible, too. That's coming out, too. Will be later. I can't wait, bro. Oh, the Amazon copy.
$1.99.
$1.99, guys. You're here to hear first. Anything else?
No, we're good. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can find us on any streaming platform. So, yep.
Peace.
Thank you for listening.
Join us next time.